Good morning, everybody. From the wonderful Lake Braggiano here in Italy, north of Rome. And today I would like to talk about when life feels like having a thorn in your foot. I spoke to a client of mine, and he described that my life's journey, my spiritual journey, always felt like there's a thorn in my foot. So I asked him, what do you need to do? And he says And I says, so you're explaining to me like that your life's journey feels like having a thorn in your foot. And so what do you need to do? So he was looking at me, and so to take it out. But there is exactly the one thing that most of the time is actually not benefiting us, because it feels like is a creative part of ourselves. So if we take it with the mind and rationalize it and analyze it and immediately find the solution is there's a thorn in your foot, take the thorn out and off you go on your journey, keep going. Where we jump to conclusion, we jump straight into the mind, and from there we jump to finding a solution to fix it. We become all the fixers, because everything in our life is all about creating solutions and performing. But so important in this, when I feel, then I'm feeling something, I'm describing a picture, and therefore I have to see it with my creative part, i.e. with the feminine, with the gut feeling, with the intuition. And this is something that has been missing out of our society nowadays, because everything, time is money and so on. We're not allowed to step on the brakes anymore, to engage actually this what truly matters, our gut feeling, our intuition, our own truth of what's actually happening here. Because the thorn is not the thorn, but it's the metaphor of something is wrong. Slow down and check out what's going on. So as we do that, we actually turn the cycle from a masculine-driven cycle into a feminine-led cycle. And this is really important, because the masculine is there to serve, to do all the things that are necessary, and to serve means to give the highest gift. So to do what do you do that? To the truth, to your own spark, your intuition that is connected to everything, and that happens through our gut. This is the real brain, because it connects us to everything there is. You know the saying that your gut feeling is never wrong. The mind so often is, because it's just a software of all the past experiences that you have collected. So the mind tries to put it in boxes. There's a thorn in the foot, take it out, and off you go back on your journey again. And this is what happens when you slow down in your life. And I know it's terrible, because we all need to earn money and we all think it has to be like this and so on. But so often to slow down, to go back to nature, to take ourselves a time to go into mindfulness, to do nothing. This is really where we find out our truth. And so many people have an incredible lack of the capacity to hear their inner voice, their intuition, their gut feeling. And this is so crucial. And you will ask like, oh, how do I get there? Yeah, there are many, many ways. The Buddhisms do it through meditation and mindfulness. Some people go into nature and just be calm, be still, soaking up the energies that are available to us and all the other helps that are there. But the main point is that we need to really understand it is not about when something comes to us in a metaphorical meaning, i.e. I feel an emotion, something. We can't jump from the feeling state into the thinking state, because that is where it goes wrong, right? So you feel something, and then the solution comes from thinking. But when you feel something, the feeling is a picture, it's a creative aspect, it's something that wants to come through that we are maybe not aware of, that maybe is out of the subconscious. So therefore we need to look at the larger picture here. And when we look at the larger picture and really take ourselves the time to say, what does that mean? What else is on the picture? Maybe then the thorn suddenly is not the thorn to find a solution to take it out, but it's actually to slow down and reconsider that the thorn is actually the manifestation of the warning sign to say, is that your path? Are you actually on the right path? Is there too much suffering? Is there too much resistance in life? What is all this about? So hell, for me, is always the wonderful explanation. Hell means to stand beside yourself. So when you have a thorn in your foot and you travel through your life with a thorn in your foot, then you're in hell, isn't it? Because it's terrible, painful and suffering with every step you make, and you're trying to get quicker and quicker to your destination. So all that means, go back into heaven on earth. Realign yourself with what is your truth against the expectations or the opinions of all other people around you. And this alone will bring you tremendous joy and everything that you need. Maybe not what you want, but what you need in your life, so that you can move on and explore and experience something truly wonderful. But that's the feminine. So slow down, breathe. That's the main thing. If you would ask me, like, how do I do that? It's like, just breathe. And then, of course, your demons are coming out from everywhere and will tell you, what do you mean you're stopping? You have to go on, and you have to be quicker, and you have to outperform the competition, or whatever it is. And then you have to hold and be fully and utterly in self-love. That if you feel you have a thorn in your foot, that means right now, no solution. Don't take it out. That's thinking. That's finding a solution. That's working with the facts. But to sit, to stop, to breathe, to take yourself a few minutes, to go into ego death. I love that word because it's so sharp. Oh my God, ego death and death as well. But go into the death of the ego. Surrender the mind, the power of the mind, and truly find back your true throne of the feminine, of the intuition, of the gut feeling. And when that comes through, then it's up to you if you want to hear that truth. If you're ready and if you're willing and if you have the courage right now at this moment of time to face that truth, to hear it, to abide by it, and turn around or change a different direction. That is truly up to you. But for me, this is why I'm here, for example, in Italy, taking like 4 weeks or so in solitude, because nothing else what you do is to slow down your life. And yeah, I wondered, like, where do I get the money from and this and that. It doesn't make any difference. You surrender the mind. You let go of the stronghold of the mind and say, do you know what? Forget it. My intuition tells me I should stay here, I should work with nature, I should prepare something, I should start this project against all odds. And truly amazing and spectacular things will come off it. And for me, this is only a suggestion for you to try out. For you to go out there and remember that you not only have, let's say, the right way circle in the neurology that you have of there is a situation in your life and you work it with the brain. But there is a situation in life and you choose, hold on, the intuition first. And then to serve that intuition with your mind, i.e., I need to go to Rome. How do I get there? When do I need to be there? How much money do I have? And so on and so forth. That is where the mind is the strongest. He is the best servant in the world. But sometimes, or so often, he's sadly a shitty leader. So my appeal is really reconsidering, at times at least, hopefully more and more often. I mean, this is the goal, this is the path, that we're going back to a feminine-led, a gut-led neurology. Because the science already knows that the true gut, the true brain in our body is the gut. That's where it all happens. So if we can allow ourselves to slow down a little bit, to feel what's happening, to breathe into our bellies, in and out from our bellies, to reconnect to that gut, to give it the power to say, look, I'm trying to listen to you. And then the truth that comes from it, we'll see where that comes from. and what is going to happen with you and where it leads you to the majestic pieces that you just would have walked straight by, because you were so busy on your journey that you thought you have to do. So whatever you do, slow down. No, I mean really slow down. And you will see, the more you come towards the stop, the complete stop, the more you're going to freak out, because you think everything falls apart. But the truth is, everything actually will fall back together again. And this is the wonderful thing. As you allow yourself to go into the ego death, a whole new world will be open for manifestation for you. When you only live the world by your mind, then what will happen? You will only have access to the world of matter. But if you take the gut feeling, the super consciousness or God into it, everything there is, you have both sides available. Every coin has two sides, as I always say. So if you walk with that aspect and you say, okay, I'm approaching this from, I always say, the feminine lead, right? And then on the basis what feedback I get from there, I turn to my servant, to the mind, to the masculine, and say, can you do that for me? And he will be more than happy to oblige and do exactly that, because that's what he's best. So I wish you wonderful magic experiences where you can test this out, where you maybe don't jump to conclusions and immediately find a solution just to fix it and going back on your path, but where you actually take a time and say, hold on, let's look at the big picture here and see what happens with it. And then the truth, ultimately your truth, at this moment of time will come through. And then I wish you the courage to rise and shine to follow that. Thanks very much. Have a wonderful day. And yeah, go a little bit slower. Bye-bye.